Hello everyone, welcome to the class of botany. Here we are studying the paper Diversity of Microbes. The topic for today is volvox. Volvox comes under algae. Algae are usually aquatic, marine, or freshwater in nature. Algae comprises the simplest plant which possess undifferentiated or hairless form, that is, plant body is not differentiated into through root, stem, and leaves. Algae is of different forms like unicellular, colonial, or filamentous. The systematic position of Volvox is Plantae algae, Chlorophyta, Chlorophyceae, Volvocales, Volvocaceae, and the genus Volvox. So how we identify this Volvox? Thallus construction is simple, presence of chlorophyll, cell wall of cellulose, that's why it comes under Plantae algae. Chromatophores, green in color, photosynthetic product starch, motile cells flagellated, flagella equal in length, that's why it comes under chlorophyceae. Vegetative cells flagellated, thallus motile in nature, that's why it comes under volvocales. Thallus colonial, division cells in a longitudinal plane. This is the nature of Volvocaceae. That's why we put Volvox in Volvocaceae. And the colony spherical or subspherical, number of cells at least 500. This is the basic character of Volvox, and that's why we identify the Volvox by these particular characters. Now the occurrence of Volvox. Volvox is free-floating freshwater green algae. Volvox grows as planktons on surface of water bodies like temporary and permanent ponds, lakes, and water tanks. During rainy season, due to its fast growth, the surface of water bodies become green. The Volvox colonies appear as green rolling balls on surface of water. Structure of Volvox. Volvox thallus is a motile colony with definite shape and number of cells. This habit of thallus is called synovium. The colony is hollow, spherical, or oval in shape, and the size of colony is about the size of a pin's head. The number of cells in a colony is fixed. Depending upon the species of Volvox, the cells can be around 500. The central part of colony is mucilaginous, and the cells are arranged in a single layer on periphery of the colony. The cells of anterior end possess bigger eye spots than those of posterior end cells. The cells of posterior side become reproductive on maturity. Thus, spherical or round colony of Volvox shows clear polarity. The cells of Volvox colony are chlamydomonas cell. Every cell has its own mucilage sheath. The mucilage envelope of colony appears angular due to compression between cells. The cells are connected to each other through cytoplasmic strands. In some species of Volvox, the cytoplasmic connections or strands are not present. The cells of colony are usually pyriform with narrow anterior end and broad posterior end. The cells are biflagellate. The two flagella are equal, whiplash type, and project outwards. The protoplasm of cell is enclosed within plasma membrane. Each cell contains one nucleus, a cup-shaped chloroplast with one or more pyrenoids, an eye spot, and 2 to 6 contractile vacuoles. In some species of Volvox, example in Volvox globata and Volvox docilitile, the cells are of spherular type. The cells of colony are independent for functions like photosynthesis, respiration, and excretion. The movement of colony takes place by coordinated flagellar movement. The reproduction is common to the synovium. As we see in this diagram, flagella of equal length is present, outer boundary of mucilage is present, cytoplasmic strands are present, contractile vacuoles, eye spot, chloroplast, nucleus, pyrenoid, protoplasmic process, and the cavity of synovium, here it is present. And this is the mucilage wisp. In this diagram also, in a colored form, we see some gelatinous cell wall, gonidiums, reproductive cells, and non-reproductive cells with the presence of flagella. And this is the enlarged portion of this particular one cell. In this cell, contractile vacuole is present, nucleus, chloroplast, eye spot, and 2 equal length flagella are present. Reproduction in Volvox. Volvox reproduces both asexually and sexually. The asexual reproduction takes place under favorable conditions during spring and early summer. In Volvox, mostly the cells of posterior part of colony take part in reproduction. These reproductive cells can be recognized by their larger size, prominent nuclei, dense granular cytoplasm, more pyrenoids, and absence of flagella. During asexual reproduction, some cells of the posterior part of colony become reproductive. These cells enlarge up to 10 times, become rounded, and lose flagella. These cells are called gonidium. The gonidia lose eye spot, pyrenoids increase in number. In this diagram, we see the gonidia, vegetative cells, 4-celled stage, which convert into 8-celled stage, and the 8-celled stage is called Plakia stage. And then again, this 4-celled stage is converted into 16-celled stage. Now one opening phylopore is present, and now the inversion of colony starts. Inverted colony represent over here with presence of phylopore, and this is the young colony of Volvox. In asexual reproduction, the first division of gonidium is longitudinal to the plane of synovium, and this forms 2 cells. So the gonidia are pushed towards interior part of the colony, and the first division of gonidium is longitudinal to the plane of synovium, and this forms 2 cells. The second division is also longitudinal and at right angle to the first, forming 4 cells. By third longitudinal division, all the 4 cells divide to make 8 cells, of which 4 cells are central and 4 are peripheral. These 8 cells are arranged in a curved plate-like structure and are called Plaquia stage. Each of these 8 cells divides by longitudinal division, forming 16 cells arranged in the form of a hollow sphere. The sphere is open on exterior side as a small aperture called phyllospore. The cells at this stage continue to divide till the number of cells reaches the characteristic of that species. The cells at this stage are naked and in close contact with each other. The pointed anterior end of cells is directed towards inside. The next step is called inversion of colony. As cells become opposite in direction, their anterior pointed end has to face the periphery of colony. The inversion of colony starts with formation of a constriction opposite to phyllospore. The cells of posterior end along with constriction are pushed inside the sphere till the whole structure comes out of the phyllospore. After inversion, the anterior pointed end of the cell faces periphery. The phyllospore gets closed and makes the anterior part of the colony. After inversion, the cells develop cell wall, flagella, and eye spot. The cells become separated due to development of gelatinous sheet around each cell. This newly developed colony is called daughter colony. The daughter colonies initially remain attached to gelatinized wall of parent colony and later become free in gelatinous matrix of parent colony. The daughter colonies are released in water after the disintegration of parent colony or through the pores. Sometimes next generation of daughter colonies develop while the colonies are still attached to the earlier parent colony. Sexual reproduction. The sexual reproduction in volvox is oogamous type. Some species of volvox, example, Volvox globator, are monoecious or homothallic, that is, the Antheridia and Oogonia develop on same colony. Other Volvox species, example, Volvox rosellitai, are dioecious or heterothallic in nature, that is, Antheridia and Oogonia develop on different colonies. Monoecious species are usually protandrous, that is, Antheridia mature before Oogonia, but in some species are protogynous, that is, Oogonia develop before Antheridia. In Volvox, Aureus is mostly dioecious, but sometimes can be monoecious. So it varies from species to species. Reproductive cells mostly differentiate in the posterior part of colony. These cells enlarge, lose flagella, and are called gametangia. The male reproductive cells are called antheridia or androgonidia, and female reproductive cells are called oogonia or gynogonidia. In this diagram, we see plaquia of spermatozoids and some oospores are also seen in this diagram, and this is a monoecious species of Volvox. Development of Antheridium. The development of Antheridium starts with formation of Antheridia initial or androgonia. Cell mostly in posterior side of the colony. The initial cells enlarge, lose flagella, protoplasm becomes dense, and nucleus becomes larger. The antheridia initial shifts inside towards cavity and remains connected to other vegetative cells through cytoplasmic strands. The protoplast of antheridia initial divides longitudinally to form 16 to more than 500 elongated cells. The cells remain in plate-like structure or arranged in a hollow sphere. The inversion of cells also takes place as in asexual reproduction. Each cell differentiates in enterozoite or spermatozoite. The enterozoite is spindle-shaped, elongated, biflagellated structure containing two contractile vacuoles, nucleus, cup-shaped chloroplast, pyrenoid, and eye spot. It is pale yellow green in color. The enterozoites are released individually or sometimes in groups. These are the enterozoites, and this is antheridium. After development, the enterozoites bearing flagella and they released individually or sometimes in groups. This is the whole development of enterozoites. Development of oogonia. The oogonia also differentiate mostly in posterior side of the colony. The oogonial initials enlarge, nucleus becomes larger, protoplasm becomes dense, flagella are lost. Eye spot disappears and many pyrenoids appear. The mature oosphere or ovum is round or flower-shaped structure. The egg is uninucleate structure. The beak of flower-shaped oogonium functions as receptive spot. We see in this diagram oogonium, mature egg, enterozoites, and zygote is present. Fertilization of volvox. After liberation from antheridium, the enterozoites swim freely on surface of water. Due to chemotactic response, the enterozoites reach the oogonium. Some enterozoites enter each oogonium. Only one enterozoite enters inside the oogonium through receptive spot. After this plasmogamy, that is fusion of male and female cytoplasm, and karyogamy, that is fusion of male and female nuclei, takes place. This results in formation of diploid zygote. The diploid zygote secretes a three-layered thick wall. The layers of the wall are exospore, mesospore, and endospore. The outer exospore is thick. It may be smooth, example, Volvox aureus, or spiny, example, Volvox globata. The mesospores and endospores are thin and smooth. The walls contain nucleus pigment, hematochrome, which imparts red color to the zygote. The zygotes are released by the disintegration of parent colony. Then zygotes undergo a period of dormancy. Germination of zygote. The dormant zygote germinates on approach of favorable climatic conditions. The diploid nucleus of zygote undergoes meiotic division, forming four haploid cells. The outer two layers of zygote burst and the inner layer comes out as vesicle. The four haploid cells migrate with the vesicle. The development of new colony from zygote differs in different species of Volvox. In Volvox aureus and Volvox minor, the protoplasm of zygote divides repeatedly until the cell number of colonies is reached and new colony is formed as its asexual reproduction process. In Volvox compenses, the protoplasm of zygote divides to make many biflagellate zoospores. Germination of zygote and formation of diploid nucleus. In this diagram, we see endospores, vesicles, haploid nucleus, and the young synovium. So the germination of zygote and the formation of young synovium we see in this diagram. Germination of zygote. Only one zoospore survives and all others disintegrate. This zoospore comes out of the vesicle. It divides to make many cells which arrange to form a colony. In Volvox roselli, the zygote forms a single biflagellate zoospore. The protoplasm of zoospore divides and forms a colony. In all the methods of cells divide and undergo inversion to make a mature colony. See in this diagram the expansion of both adults and juveniles and continued expansion of extracellular matrix and release of young ones. Then again, after maturation, some adult mature gonidias are formed and the mature Volvox colony is formed. We see in this diagram easily. Life cycle of Volvox. Volvox is haploid in nature, which is denoted by N. The haploid gametes fertilize to make diploid zygote, which is denoted by 2N, which divides by meiosis to make haploid cells, which is denoted by N, which mature into haploid Volvox colony. So in this diagram, we easily see two methods of life cycle of Volvox. Asexual cycle. In this, Volvox synovium form a new total colony by means of asexual mode. With sexual mode of life cycle, Volvox form antheridium, which is male part, and oogonium, which is female part. From antheridium, antherozoids are formed. From oogonium, egg is formed. Both are haploid in nature. Again, they come together and fuse, and through the process of fertilization, they convert it into diploid zygote, and this is diploid zygote is denoted by 2N. After meiosis, multicellular embryo is formed, and this converts into a new Volvox synovium colony. In this is the graphical representation of Volvox life cycle, and this is the diagrammatic representation of life cycle. We easily see this is the Volvox colony. Conidium is formed. After division, many cell stage condition is present, and after the inversion, synovium Volvox colony is formed. In sexual mode of life cycle, antherozoids, we easily see in this diagram, are formed, and with antherozoids, antheridia, and oogonium, and both are fused together and form the zygotes. And after the zygote, again through cell division, new daughter colony of Volvox synovium is formed. There are some important questions regarding chapter Volvox. Some short answer type questions. And the questions are: give systematic position of Volvox. What do you mean by synobium? What is a plaque stage? Write short note on cell structure of Volvox. And some long answer type questions. Describe asexual reproduction in Volvox. Explain the process of sexual reproduction in Volvox. Question 2. Question 3. Give an account of life history of Volvox. Question 4. Describe the organization of thallus in Volvox. Question 5. Explain the life cycle of Volvox with the help of graphical representation. Question 6. Give the well-labeled diagrammatic life cycle of Volvox. Thank you for watching.